do that. Hey, Twitter, I see you guys. Give me 30 shakes of a lamb's tail. Oh, go ahead. We'll be here. We'll be here. Whew. All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see you. So on fan base, we've got Miss Shanice and Vaughn was just here. And Twitter, we got Yay, Ruru, Shea Butter, and Essential Wave. I see you. And Goody, I see you on YouTube. Essential, I see you. Yes. So let me pop over to my notes real quick. But I'm not gonna keep you long. I'm not. Let me put my phone in do not disturb mode. Let us begin. How do things enter the mind? You see, because there's this big if you look around or if you listen to anything, everybody is talking mental health, but it can only be mental health because the universe is mental creation. Right? It's a mental creation. So I think somebody just came in the room. I don't know who it is. The door just opened magically. Nobody came in. It's just the door opened. And anywho, the universe is a mental creation, which means that the quality of your thoughts that you persist in will determine the experiences you have in your life. Now, when we say things like, oh, anxiety and depression and all these other things that we want to rattle off. I think the newest one I just heard was neurodivergent. I was like, what? But I'm going to say this. To understand mental health, you must understand the first law of creation. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. I'm going to make time for questions. Don't worry. So I see everybody. I want to keep on track so that I don't keep us longer than required. You understand? You know what? Let me close this door because I must. Hold on. I'll still be talking. But it is more along the lines of the all is mind. So how does the mind work? How do things get into the mind? See, things get into the mind by way of the law of gender, which means masculine, projected. A thought is projected. You know, somebody's opinion. Oh my God, are you gaining weight? Are you a little chubby? You see, that thought was just projected towards you. And if you're feeling a certain way about your weight, well, then you've just accepted it. So that's how the thought of your weight got into your mind, right? And so now, if that thought was given to you as a youngster, right? Now you're going through your life with this thing of, oh no, am I too big? And then all of your decisions that you make, your relationship with food, will all stem from that one incident. Or more like it, right? That's how things get into the mind, especially the minds of little people, because they lack discernment. They don't have a filter up, they don't have a barrier, they don't know how to protect themselves, right? Because they're too young to do so. They take everything you say to them at face value. Okay? So things get into the mind by way of the law of gender. So something is projected into the mind, and then it gives birth to that experience. Now, I know it sounds like there's two different things, right? But it isn't. It's one thing. You project a thought into yourself. And if you believe that thought, you have to experience it. Now, anything that triggers a really strong emotion, because emotion, we all talk about dopamine, and we talk about adrenaline and serotonin. We talk about those things, right? But look at where they stem from. They stem from the laws of creation. As within, so without. And the way the mind is designed, when a strong emotion is used, the impression or the implantation or the impregnation of that projection takes root right away. That's why dopamine and serotonin exist. And you see, when people know how to use them, right, by targeting your emotions, that's how a lasting impression can be made in your mind by way of the law of gender. So let's look, because the question I always get all the time is, well, Angela, what about anxiety? What about depression? Learned behavior. Anxiety, depression, they're all learned behaviors. Why? How can you say that? Clearly, you've never suffered from it. Listen to me. I will give you some examples, real life ones. People I know, okay, as youngsters, they went through whatever, whether their mother was an alcoholic or a drug addict, right? Something happened. Either mother said, "Oh, you know what? I'm coming right back. I'll be right back. You don't have to worry. I'll be right back." And the first time it happens, you're okay because she didn't come back for 3 days, 4 days. The second time she does it, you still don't question it per se. But the third time, you know what happens in this situation? How smart the body is, because it's built for survival, right? Your body has learned to recognize the cue of a lie, because you've been lied to with such a, think about it, an emotional attachment. This is your mom. So with her saying, "Oh, I'll be right back," and then she doesn't come back for 3 or 4 days, by the third time she said it to you, you can recognize a lie. And you're not even 6 years old yet, but you can recognize a lie. And what does that do? Because she's gone now, because she's gone for 3 days and you are unsure of, where is my next meal? Who's going to feed me? Who's going to bathe me? Who's going to take me to school? That creates anxiety because you don't know what's going to happen to you. So you see, the incident happened more than once, but it was a highly emotionally charged incident. It's the same thing as if one of your parents was an alcoholic or is an alcoholic. You know that if you wake them from that stupor, they'll be hell to pay. So what does your body do? Your body recognizes, oh, this person is inebriated, so I gotta tread lightly, right? Because you know the emotional response will be a punishment for you somehow. So again, you get the emotional experience, right? The emotion, and then you get the incident that happened. And now you're growing up. You can spot a liar. You can spot a liar because your body has been conditioned to do so. And because of the uncertainty of how the situation will turn out, you get this anxiety. So now, what the body does, because it stores all of this information. So, what your body does when you encounter a similar situation where you are unsure of yourself and how the outcome will be, whether or not you're an adult or a senior or a teenager, it doesn't matter which one of those you are, your body has the memory. And because your body has the memory, your body says to you, okay, we've been through this before. We're going to react this way. And because you don't correct it to say, no, I'm actually okay, I'm safe, There is no danger. Because you don't do that, because you don't correct it, your body will do what it has always done. This is anxiety. It is also depression. One's up, one's down, right? It does not matter what kind of name you want to dress it up as. It doesn't matter how you want to sprinkle these things in there. It is always the same. It starts with an incident that is emotionally charged, because that's what leaves the impression right away. Anything that moves you emotionally, you'll be hard pressed to forget it. That memory is imprinted right away. So if somebody made fun of you as a youngster, oh my God, look at your hair. It's so messy. Dreadlocks, that's like so not cool. You're young. And all of a sudden you feel self-conscious. And now, even though you've grown up, what's the first thing you do? Oh my God, my hair. Am I going to get laughed at? Am I going to get judged? And you get this level of anxiety around your hair. So you see, these things that we call disorders, they're simply a distortion of thought. They are simply a distortion of thought. The body must have a habit, because that's what streamlines it. So if you keep doing the same behavior over and over again, if you keep reacting the same way to a stimulus, whether or not the stimulus is dangerous or not, meaning you're going to experience somebody who makes you feel a particular way. If you respond the same way every single time, you've now formed a habit. And because you formed the habit, it is now second nature for you to respond the same way every time. So when you hear somebody say, well, I've been dealing with anxiety for these many years, it's learned behavior. Oh, well, sure, Angela, that's easy for you to say. And so what do? You go to the doctor and you get a drug. It's not the drug. It's not the drug. It's your thought. So we're always talking about this mental health. It is the health of your thoughts. So if you're sitting there and you know how you bring home your report card as a kid and your math mark is not all that great, you got a D maybe, and somebody says to you, well, you know, your grandmother or your grandfather was really smart in math. What's wrong with you? How come you so stupid? Oh, Lord. Here you have an emotionally charged experience. So now you have a problem with sharing something that's vulnerable about yourself, right? You have a problem sharing it. And not only do you have a problem sharing it, you have a problem sharing it because you don't want to be judged, because you've been judged in the past. But what if now that you're grown up and you see yourself responding that way? Oh, I'm not good at math. You're like, wait a minute, that's a memory. That's a memory. If you think about this, you're allowing your memories, You're allowing your memories to dictate your present and your future. This is what is happening. It's not that you're bad at math or good at math. I heard this thing this morning. This young man, he wasn't, he used to fool around all the time in school. And his mother was like, man, you gotta just do better. So he said, sure, mother, I will. So he decided, I'm gonna take the SATs. He took the SATs and got like 1,400 out of 1,600, around that number somewhere. And when he got that mark, his whole attitude changed. He was like, oh my God, I'm smart. And he started to behave as if he was smart. He went on to do great things. And do you know a funny thing happened? A couple of years later, a number of people received the second letter. Their scores were wrong. He actually had only scored about 700 on the SATs out of 1600. I pause for dramatic effect because what did he believe? He had an emotional experience. He got a mark that was, wow, I never knew I could do this. So he was left an impression right away on his subconscious mind. So now every time he wanted to do something, he knew he could accomplish it because he accomplished this thing that seemed so far-fetched. Now, what if he had gotten that 700? It would have reinforced his behavior of, I'm not good at this anyway, so I may as well not try. Learned behavior. How you program your mind will determine your experiences. It is imperative that we get that. There is only the mind. What did Dr. Wayne Dyer say? You change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change, or something to that effect. Why? Your perception. Neville Goddard says it as well. Your perception of yourself will determine how you behave, the way you think. But those thoughts didn't get there on their own. This is the beauty of mental health. If the thought is distorted going in, then the experiences on the outside will also be distorted. Why? As within, so without, the law of correspondence. That's what it tells you. So that's why when you hear things, and you know, everybody's got they tell you, oh, it's a chemical imbalance. No, it's not. It's not. The body was designed for success. And there are times when the body will, quote unquote, fail, but those times are few and far between. The body is built for success all the time so that you can prosper. That's its design, right? Sometimes there's a glitch in the matrix, but those instances are rare. So you're not going to get up one morning and go, ugh. No, you have the power within you. You have the power within you to overcome. And you know what we're so quick to do? We're so quick to name it. Oh, I have this. Listen to it. I have this. I have that. But you're claiming this thing. So if you're claiming it, it's going to stick around. Oh, but Angela, you're such an idealist. You have no idea because you've never suffered with depression and that darkness. Pay attention to depression for a moment. Pay attention to it for a moment. It is a particular thought, a singular thought that you're having. It's just swirling through your mind over and over again. And it cripples you. It literally does. With fear of some sort. Don't be quick to judge, but be quick to listen. If you're dealing with depression today, catch it. Catch it. And you're going to see, you're going to notice that there's a thought that you are entertaining. Oh, I'm not good enough. It doesn't matter how hard I try. You know, it doesn't matter how hard I try. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. If there's no light at the end of the tunnel, my beautiful friends, the law can't make a liar out of you. It cannot. So if you continually have the same thought over and over and over and over again, you will continually get the same result. Look at depression. Depression stagnates you. It makes you lay there. It makes you sit there. You have no energy. You don't want to get up and do anything. You don't, because that is the, as within, so without. Nothing is moving on the inside except for that one thought. And that one thought vibrationally, because everything moves, is heavy. it is heavy. And when you are dragging a burden that is heavy, it is better to lay down. It is better to close the lights. Is it not? Yes. Because this is what we've conditioned ourselves to do. But here's where your freedom is today. Anxiety, depression, anger issues, those are all habits. Oh, you're going to come for me today. It's okay, you can come. And when you wear yourself out, you'll sit down and you'll look at the situation and you go, oh my God, I do keep doing the same thing over and over again. What do you call something that you do over and over and over again? Habit. Yes. You see it. So if you know how to make a habit, then you can change any situation because you're just what? A series of habits. You are a series of habits. I am a series of habits. You know what it is? If all of us think about this, emotional eating, let's touch on it. And I'm going to get to these comments here. Emotional eating. Anytime you feel sad about something, you're worried, you're stressed out, you go to your favorite thing to eat. You go to that. Now, every time you encounter that situation or a situation like it, what do? Go for your favorite thing to eat. And then you say, oh my God, why am I gaining so much weight? But I eat healthy. The thought that is making you reach for the thing. It's the thought that is making you reach for the thing. As within, so without. If you are dissatisfied in your thoughts, oh my God, I just can't. No matter how hard I try, every time I try something, I fail. But I want more for myself. You see those thoughts right there? They create a distorted view. And if you're seeing something and it is distorted, you have to recreate the distortion you saw. I've told you that Bible story a million times. Right? With Jacob and him feeding all the livestock because he was told if the livestock is blemished, you can have it because I only want the pure ones. So he created the illusion, right? So that when the livestock came to feed and to mate, they would see the distorted things before them. And thus they were strong, because he only chose the strong livestock to breed. And so they'd be looking at the distorted things and breeding and recreating the distortion. That's the law right there, as within, so without. You see it? So let me look at this comment here because, hi, Miss T-Versation. Yes, it is tiresome when folks claim their sickness. And the only reason we claim our sicknesses is that's what we've been conditioned to do. If I can make you say it's called placebo, right? Science does it all the time. It's the placebo effect. If you can claim it, if you say, oh, this is mine, well, then it is. It is. And then it will forever be yours until you let it go. But because we've been programmed to do that, we don't question it. We do not question our thoughts, nor do we question our behaviors. We just do them because that's the beauty of a habit. You get so good at it, you don't need to question it. Right? This is what we do. So when you hear these things, I still don't even know what neurodivergence is. I'm like, you keep coming up with these. People say, well, post-traumatic. Yeah, listen, the guy who just came back from Iraq, right? You can do that and he's on the ground because he thinks it's a gunshot. Why? Because where he was, there was actual danger. So that when he heard what was a gunshot, what did he do? Sought cover to preserve his life. What is that? Learned behavior for survival. So his anxiety, that's what we're calling it, post-traumatic stress disorder, it was what? An emotionally charged experience. It was life or death. And so now every time he even hears applause or he hears firecrackers, he thinks, oh my God, I'm in the midst of the war, I'm going to die. And so his body goes into fight or flight over and over and over again. So what do you do with that? How do you combat it? You combat it, especially if you're in a safe place. And here's the thing, because we don't tell the body anything, the body says, ooh, life or death. What do you want to do? Fight or flight. That's your opportunity. That is the opportunity to simply say, okay, let me inhale, let me exhale. I'm okay. Everything is okay. There's no danger. I'm okay. So that thing, that emotion can pass. And now it'll happen again, right? And your body will say to you, what do you want to do? Fight or flight. And if there's danger, act accordingly. If there is no danger, you tell your body, okay, we're good. You inhale through the nose, you exhale through the nose. This is how you calm the body down right away. Because you cannot get through to a screaming child. They can't hear you. So in through the nose, out through the nose. Yes, to calm the body down right away. So now the third time your body will say to you when you get into a situation, what do you want to do? So the body is no longer on autopilot. It is waiting for direction. This is how we break the cycle. This is how we break the habit. So that when you hear things like mental health is the quality of your thoughts. That is what mental health is. It is the quality of the thoughts you have between your ears. This is what it is. Let's not get it twisted. I know it sounds all fancy when they put a name on it and want to tell you things. Ooh, you have this chemical imbalance. And for as many people as I hear, they say to me, when I take the drugs, I feel numb. You're not supposed to feel numb. Your body is a feedback mechanism. It receives information from the outside, temperature, taste, those kinds of things, and it relays it back to you so that you can make a safe choice. But if you're numb, how can you make a safe choice? Right? Now, here's the key. We don't beat up on ourselves if we've been doing a habit for 30 years. Why would you beat up on yourself? Like I told my son the other day, ignorance can always be eradicated like that. Why? Pick up a book and you can eradicate ignorance. Ignorance just means you don't know. But look at all the research we do. We go and we do the research. You've been diagnosed with, what is it now? It's called a bipolar, manic depressive. 1 minute you're up, next minute you're down. Something happened to you to make you go up. Something happened to you to bring you down. What was it? The body listen, there can be no effect without a cause. That is the law. What is the cause? Okay, so you don't know the cause. That's all right. Well, what's the effect? You're really, really excited, and then you're, oh. What would you like? This is where now we have to practice the art of changing our thoughts. And one of the best ways to change your thoughts, we have to practice the art of attention. Oh, let me explain. Energy flows where attention goes. When you put your attention on something, you have chosen to experience it, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, is irrelevant. So long as your attention is on it, you want it. Because that's how the law knows what to recreate, because your attention is on it, right? So, how do you practice the art of attention? Well, you do it already. We can sit here, we can scroll through social media. It has your full attention, yes? Yes, it does. So you see, attention is not difficult. Holding your attention is not difficult because you do it all the time. But when I say to you, now we're going to practice holding our focused attention, you're like, oh my God, that's so hard. No, here's how you do it. You sit still. You're not going to lay down for this. You will sit, feet flat on the floor, and you will find one thought, one word, doesn't matter what it is, but let it be something good, something fun, something pleasant. Because as within, so without, correct? You find a thought that you would prefer to have instead. And if you're just going to practice, here's how we practice. Sit still, feet on the floor. You can close your eyes, you can open your eyes, doesn't matter. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Choose a thought. What do I want to think about? My favorite thing is the number 9. I just, don't ask me why. It just is. And so when I'm driving, I add up the numbers on the license plates. Oh, there's a method to that madness in there. Oh, especially if there's a number 9 in the license plate. Yikes! Oh, the numbers add up, but I digress. So that's where my mind is. And I can focus on that the whole drive. 20 minutes, half an hour, whole same thing. Numbers the whole time. Because I like it. That's why I say focus on something you like. Focus on one thought, just one. If you can do it for 1 minute, do it for 1 minute. If you can do it for 30 seconds, do it for 30 seconds. If you can do it for 5 minutes, do it for 5 minutes. Do it. And if you get distracted, start over. Why? Because when you look at your life and you recognize that there's a thought that you have that doesn't make you feel good, you can now say, I know how to change this. And you can put your mind and your attention on a different thought and hold it there. That's what you do. Why? Because if you can hold it there for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes, everything else on the outside changes to match that one thought that you have sustained for that 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes. But what happens to us? Oh, that's too hard to hold that one thought. Why is nothing changing in my life? Because you have not held the new thought long enough. But you see, if you hold that thought and it is an emotionally charged thought, you think about something that makes you feel real good, it moves you, that is what leaves an impression right away. This is why any guru will tell you, you gotta feel the thing. And if you don't feel the thing, repetition will work. Because it's how we learn everything else, it's by repetition. But if something is emotionally charged, it will impress upon you right away. So what are you going to do to improve? And here's the thing, man. It's not that you even have to improve the quality of your thoughts. You just have to recognize that it is the thought that creates. The sustained thought creates. And when you recognize that, you catch yourself and you're like, oh, snap, what am I thinking about? And you become very careful with what you think and what you allow to come into you. I don't make the law. I'm governed by it. You see what I'm saying? I don't make the law. I am simply governed by it, just like you are. This is the beauty of the law. The all is mind. It is a mental creation. Do you doubt me? You can. You can doubt me all you want. It's okay. It's okay. But don't doubt it without experimenting. Don't doubt it without experimenting. You know as well as I know. You watch a particular thing on the news, and then you tell your friends, and they tell their friends, and you tell their friends, and all of a sudden, what just happened? Everybody's thinking the same thought. Well, how did that happen? Because one person projected that thought into you. And now that you think it's yours, you're running with it. Any think tank will do it. Any commercial does it to you. It's the law of gender. You've been impregnated. You've been impregnated with a thought that is not yours. And what happens? Because you keep living it and talking about it, you keep recreating the experiences over and over and over and over and over again. Shea Butter, I remember what you said in the room last time about, being told, when you go to the store, you just keep your hands a certain way. You don't want anybody to think you're going to steal something because, you're black, you automatically a criminal, right? Right? So what happens? You go to the store, because this is what you said. You go to the store and you start to feel all nervous and anxious. You're all worried. Oh my God, are they judging me? Are they judging me? Do they think I'm going to steal? Oh my God. And then what happens? This thought is going around in your mind, swirling. But what you don't see happening, which you explain, Shay Butter, the person on the outside watching you, they can't see your thoughts. Oh, but they can see your nervous action that make you look guilty. And then all of a sudden, they're going to start following you around the store. Right? And then they stop you. Let me see your pockets. Well, I didn't do anything. I swear I didn't do anything. You see what happens? You might not see the thought of the person, but you can see their actions. Right? So when I say to you that anxiety, depression, and all these fancy schmancy words that are out there are learned behavior because of an emotionally charged incident, you now conditioned your body to behave in that particular way every time you encounter something that is the same or similar to what that initial emotional experience was. Tell me again how it is not learned behavior. You have a dog you're training, you tell it to sit. If you have a dog and you beat it, every time the dog sees you, what does it do? Tuck its tail. Why? Not because the dog is afraid of you, but because you've conditioned the dog to be anxious. Understand what I'm telling you. Understand what I'm saying to you. Rashida Strober, I see you. Hello, my beautiful friend. But you see what it is? Learned behavior. So when you want to say to me, Angela, but I suffer with this, do you? You are afflicted with a singularly focused thought. So if you practice the art of holding a new thought, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, hold that thought. Practice holding it without distraction. And the things on the outside will change. But this is the effort required. Not that you have to dig up the past. You don't. Because wherever your attention is, well, that's what you keep experiencing, right? Because you put your attention on it. So that's why I say, if you want to break those habits of anxiety and depression and whatever else they're going to dress it up and call it, like I tell my son, follow the money. Who's selling you something and why are they selling it to you? Well, take this drug, it'll make you feel better. Then in actuality, it's the thoughts. It's the thoughts. The universe is a mental creation. Here's how we're going to practice. You sit still, feet flat on the floor. You're not going to lay down for this exercise. Sit. You can stand if you want to, but sitting is probably best. Don't even recline. No, you just sit, ramrod straight. And you choose a thought, preferably one that makes you feel good, makes you giggle a little bit, Find it. And you think about it. Set your timer, a minute. Listen, if you can give TikTok 7 seconds, you can give yourself a minute, right? Oh, let's not go there today, right? Hold that thought for 1 minute. So me, I'm usually thinking about Tesla, or I'm usually thinking about the number 9. Just 9. Or am I going to see 9 today? I go and I pay for something. The cost is $27.27. Dude, that's 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. Plus 2 plus 7 is 9. 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, really? Because I'm looking for 9. I'm focused on 9. So if you can focus on a digit and see the digit, we talk about, oh, we see these angel numbers all the time. No, you're just looking for them. So you think about that. If you can look for the angel number 333, which is 9, by the way, if you can look for that 333 and see it all day, every day, what if your thought was, I feel good about myself. I'm beautiful. Oh my God, I'm smart. Oh my God, I'm glad I know the law. If that was your thought, what do you think would happen? But then, what if your thought was, oh my God, I just can't. It doesn't matter how hard I try. I'm such a failure. Well, I think I've made my point. The universe is a mental creation. People say, oh, I'm looking for a sign. You're looking for a sign, you're going to find a sign because you are singularly focused on a sign. And you see that sign and you say, I don't know what it means because you didn't assign it a meaning. You understand what I'm saying to you? You have the power, but you've got to practice the art of holding your attention. Like I said, if you can look for the number 333 and see it all day, if you can look for a white Tesla and see it all day, well then, you know what? I got mad skills and the world sees them. I'm a great person and the world sees it and you see it. Oh, I suck. I'm useless. Nobody cares. I'm in this world alone. What do I make myself clear? So when you walk through this world and you keep hearing mental health this, mental health that, it is a catchphrase, just like the law of attraction, just like raise your vibration. All those things are catchphrases. But the universe is a mental creation. It's not a catchphrase. It is the law that governs all creation. Now, I'm going to throw this one in here, but before I do, I see you, Miss Conversation. Mental health is the quality of your thoughts. Yes, yes. Al, I see you. And Miss Rashida Stroba, darling, I see you. Oh, Yayla. Wes, I see you. Shea Butter and Sweet Taboo, yes. I come freely. Look, you're going to have to change that name. Malayth, I see you. And Yay, I see you. Shanice, I see you, honey. I'm not going to keep you very much longer, but I will tell you this. Let me see if I can make your life easier today and eliminate your doubts and eliminate your worries by bolstering your confidence. Not confidence in yourself, not confidence in me, but confidence in the law. Why? Look at how the law works. Creation tells you if you have a seed and you plant the seed, whatever is contained within the seed is the plant you will reap. That is the law of creation. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You can't dispute it. You can try. You can try. But plant an acorn and you will get an oak tree. Every time. Without fail. Okay? So here's the beauty of the law. To imitate the law tells you plant a seed. Well, your mind is the garden. The seed is the thought. What is that seed? I want inner peace. Well, the seed is inner peace. Hold that thought because you put it in the ground. You don't dig it up, you just put it in the ground. You just put it in the ground. You're like, yep, look at that. Inner peace has to grow. Why does inner peace have to grow? Because it is what you planted. Now, are you going to doubt that? Because you don't doubt that if you plant the potato, you're going to get potatoes. And it depends what kind of potato. If you plant a sweet potato, you can't get a red potato. You plant a sweet potato, you get a sweet potato. You plant the yellow golden Yukon, you're going to get a yellow golden Yukon. So then, allow that understanding of the law to permeate every facet of your being. If I have the thought of inner peace and I plant inner peace, how do you plant inner peace? You know what? I desire inner peace. You've planted it. The only option now is inner peace. So as soon as you plant it and you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, you've planted it because you had the thought. As soon as you have the thought, you've planted it. But the more you keep your mind on it, now you add water, you add sunlight, because you are thinking about it, you're giving it your full attention, it can only thrive. You don't need faith for that. How do I know you don't need faith for that? I got a green thumb. I don't need faith. And here's the beauty. As above, so below. Plant the seed in the ground, it grows. Plant the seed of thought in your mind and it grows. Because the law cannot be contradicted. So whether or not you believe me today is irrelevant. Get outside and plant something. And then when you plant it and it grows, you know what you tell yourself? As above, so below. If I plant a seed there and it grew, then if I plant it here, it'll grow. Tell me again how you need to have faith. I'll wait. Tell me again how you need to have faith. Is it here yet? Is it here yet? Do you go out there and stand in the garden over that potato that you just planted and go, is it here yet? I keep telling you the story of bamboo. 3 years before bamboo breaks the surface. But because it appeared to be idle for 3 years, it was not. It did not break the surface, but it dug to the depths. So the seed that you plant in your mind for your desire, you don't have to desire it anymore. You plant the seed. You want to be free of anxiety? Well, then you plant a seed of calm. What does that look like? Think about things that make you feel calm. And hold that thought because you have to reap calm. I can't even make this stuff up. I just can't. I cannot make it up. This is what I keep telling you. It is before you every single day. All day, every day. Those 7 principles are in your face. But yet, we want to allow someone to come along and say, oh, you've got this. You've got that. No, you've got what you've given yourself. I know I'll get some heat for that one. Yeah, Angela, you think I bring on these migraines by myself? Yes. Because what happens to you when you start to feel the tingle of a migraine? What do? What do you do in your body? And you close the blinds and you wait for it to come for you. You think I don't know? You think I'm not dealing with health concerns? Yeah. But you've got to understand where they all originate from. Right here. Right here. Yes, Wes, you choose how you feel. Oh, Angela, you insensitive. What you saying? I give myself cancer? I give myself this? Oh, Lord. What I'm saying to you is this. So long as you keep your mind on it, it has to stay. Not because you want it to stay, but because your attention is on it. Have you ever been hungry and you couldn't get to go eat right away, but something distracted you and hunger left? You ever been tired and you got your second wind? What do you think your second wind is? Your second wind is you being distracted by something else so that you're no longer focused on being tired or hungry. But the hunger didn't go away. You took your attention away from it, and thus it had to leave you. And then when you got to eat, you ate less anyway. So you see, your mental health is the quality of your thoughts. And don't think about nothing that you don't want to experience. Let me explain it to you again. How do we work on developing our concentration, our focus, our attention? How do we do that? You sit down, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. You can close your eyes if you want to, but find a thought that you like that's going to make you feel good. And hold that thought over and over and over and over and over and over in your head again for like 1 minute. And you will find that if an unsavory thought comes up, you can say, oh, no, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to think that. And you automatically will self-impregnate. What? Yes, you will self-project. You will use your willpower, masculine energy, law of gender. You will use your willpower, your masculine energy, to project the new thought into your subconscious mind, which is feminine, to receive the thought and thereby give life to the new thing you want to feel. I'm done preaching. We almost at 1 hour. I don't want to keep you any longer than that. You know what I'm saying? I see you, Amanon. I see you, baby. But this is Shanice. I see you. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? YouTube, you gonna have to type. Shanice, you can talk. And in Twitter, you just let me know. Request a mic, and you can ask the question.
Oh, I was just gonna say you make, oh my God, you make a lot of sense. I wish I would have came across the Kybalion before I got on my spiritual journey, because you make so much sense about, especially about psychic abilities and everything like that. If you want to be psychic, you can be psychic. If you want to be the healer, you are the healer, because it's all mental. It's like everything else I've learned, I want to throw out the window. So I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Miss Shanice. But that's all it is. It truly is. You are what it is. You just got to tell yourself. And this, I know Neville Goddard says it, and I'm going to say it too because he did. It is the Bible story of the birth of Jesus. How in the Sam Hill, she ain't going to have any sex, but she pregnant. Yikes. Wait, what? How did that happen? It happened by way of the law of gender. The law of gender tells you the masculine is projected. That is the willpower. You project the thought. You have that power. You could be in a group of people and you can project a thought and have everybody think the same thought. You've just impregnated everybody in the space, including yourself. Because what happens? When you project that thought, it goes into the womb, which is the mind, feminine, of everybody in that space. And then all of a sudden, everybody's giving birth to what you impregnated them with. This is why it is imperative that you guard your own mind. Guard your own mind. How do you guard your own mind? You guard your own mind. When you hear something, filter it through the eyes of the law. Filter it through the eyes of the law. That's one way you can do it. Because what does the law tell you? As within, so without. What's this person speaking to me today? Is this what I want? You ask yourself, is this what I want? You're like, no. And as soon as you say no, you've rejected their projection, thereby preserving the sanctity of your womb. See how it is? These are the things. I'm going to say it to you one last time. Mental health is the quality of your thoughts. Your thoughts. When you lay there in the dark and you are crying and your whole body hurts and you, quote unquote, depressed, pay attention to what you're thinking about. You're thinking about all the things that make you feel bad. Because if you were thinking about, ooh, I got to get up and go do this. Ooh, I want to do that today. You think you're going to lay there? No. The minute a thought energizes you, you're like SpongeBob. I'm ready. And you up and out. You doubt me? Try it for yourself. I'm just taking my word for it. Shoo. Right? I'm just saying. These are the things that you don't hear about all the time. Why? Because there ain't no money in it. You know? But that's all. There's no money in it. Not a lick, not a penny. Right? What if you broke? What are you gonna do? So you see him, I ain't got no money. I don't have any money. Okay. Right? I'm talking to Twitter. So it's like, because sometimes when I'm far away from them, sometimes they don't hear, and I don't have anywhere else to put it. So I'm not, see, there's that's what I'm talking to. It's Twitter. But that's what it is, right? So if you're thinking, I don't have, as within, so without. But what if you said, $30? You just thinking about $30? And this happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, I was in PayPal and my website thingy, you pay for it monthly. And I was like, oh my God, I'm short. Yikes. What am I going to do? And I forgot about it. It was just a passing thing that I had said. And then I got a notification, you've got money in PayPal. And I was like, you don't say. So you see, practice your quality of thoughts. I don't know, you can hear me, Shanice, but because I can't hold, because I'm right up to the mics, right? Practice the quality of your thoughts. Because the quality of your thoughts will determine the quality of your experiences. But not only that, it will also determine, because as within, so without. So if you're walking around, you cussing people out in your head all the time, you're going to meet somebody that you got to cuss up with. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Any questions, Twitter? Because I can't see. But that's what it is, right? The quality of your thoughts. And if you are thinking about it, your attention is on it whether you want it or not. Good, bad, or indifferent. Makes sense? It's been 1 hour and 40 seconds. Yes, Miss T-versation. Practice the quality of your thoughts here. I didn't mean to be rude by holding my phone. It's just a thing where I think I'm not being heard. I come freely. Malaise, yay, and oh, hey, bad little diva, I see you. Shea butter and sweet, I see you. Shanice, baby. If there are any questions and you don't want to ask them here, it's okay. You can slide into my DMs, right? You can slide into my DMs if you desire to do so. Make sure and share this video because mental health is really important, as we all know, because it's the biggest thing in the world now. They're telling you this is why somebody's shooting up schools. Do you know why he's shooting up schools? Because he's entertaining the thought over and over and over again. And the thought makes action. You have to do something with every thought that you entertain consistently. You don't just get up one morning and do shit randomly. It's the randomness. You've been holding that thought and festering on it until such time that what happened? You had to give birth to it. People say, oh, everybody's mental health was damaged during COVID. Why? Because we all sitting in the house. What am I going to do? I'm scared. I'm going to die. If I don't do this, I can't work. Is it the mental health or was it the consistent thought that freaked us out more so than anything? Alfred Hitchcock was really great at that. Remember the movie Psycho? All you saw was the shadow of that butcher's knife. That's all you saw. That's all you saw. And then what happened? Your mind went where it will. It doesn't matter what you want to bring and tell me today. The universe is a mental creation, and we do it individually, and we do it collectively. You see? Yes, Wes, that's the point. Listen to what Wes says. I hope you guys can hear me. Most of our thoughts are not even our own. Yeah, that's why you gotta recognize who's right. Shanice, it's facts. That's why you gotta recognize who's trying to impregnate you with their thoughts, right? Because you got all these thoughts out here like dandelion blossoms blowing all over in the wind, and you pick it up and you're like, ooh, see it? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Filter these things that happen. You ask yourself, is this what I want to experience? Yeah, but Miss Conversation. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Exactly. You see, the program is a habit because it's a thing that you do over and over and over and over and over again. So this is how the body functions, by habit. The thing you do and think over and over again. So if you understand that the body must have a program, what's I tell you? Either you program you or somebody else is going to program you because a program must be had. A program must be had. This is why if you teach your children This is why if you teach your children, well, our ancestors were treated this way, so you can expect to be treated the same. Oh, what kind of seed you planting in your children? What kind of experiences are they going to have? Because somebody will say, you know how neighbors can be. Oh, your daddy is in prison. That's where you going to end up. And you planted the seed in that child. And then what happens? I'm surprised he's 16 and in jail. How can you be surprised? Somebody projected that into the child. This is why all these videos out there are talking about single mothers are the demise of society. I take great... They create angst. Why? Because the child isn't deaf. The child hears. So when it hears, oh, your mother is the demise of society. Oh, children with single parents don't succeed. What seeds are we planting? The law of gender. What are we impregnating these children's minds with? And then we wonder why generational curses continue. Because the mind has not changed. What does scripture tell you? Don't cut your pearls. What does scripture tell you? Be transformed by the what? The renewing of your mind. I'm done. Because, look, y'all gonna make me like I'm all sweaty. Like I'm all hot and sweaty right now because I'm just so fired up. But understand, your mental health is the quality of your thoughts. If your thoughts are yes, Shanice, talk to me.
Question. Okay.
Yes.
Some people are not able to catch their thoughts. So what would you say to people like that who can't? Because some of those people that are depressed is because, like you said, that one thought or those series of thoughts are going so fast. How do they catch it?
You catch your thought by recognizing that you're thinking. This is what it is. Because when then you are in an emotionally charged situation. Yes, Emanon, practice. When you are in an emotionally charged situation, you can't get out of bed, you can't breathe. That's your cue to stop. Just stop. Don't do anything. Just stop. And when you stop, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Why is that important? You have to disrupt what is happening. And it's not that they can't stop it. It's not that they don't see it. They are well aware of it. But they feel like they can't do it. And they feel like they can't do it because the small child, which is what that thought is so much louder, right? It's so much louder than what's going on the outside. But in order for a child to hear you, you must calm them down first. So your first step to breaking the habit is to recognize, oh my God, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm having this thought. I'm having this reaction. Okay. Is my life in danger? No. Okay. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose as many times as you need to. Does that make sense, Shanice?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And as Imanon says, it is the practice. We have gotten so good on autopilot because think about it. You are designed for success by way of habit. That's why habits are sometimes, they tell you, old habits die hard, right? But if you catch yourself because you look at the situation, you say, I don't want to be this way anymore. That's it. I don't want to be this way anymore. And that's when you say, what do I want to be instead? right? But when you say, I don't want to be that anymore, you got to tell yourself now what you want to be. And remember, when you say, okay, I want some joy, because, you got depression and you got joy. They're both the same thing. They're both the same thing. They look like they're different because one's on the left and one's on the right, but they're the same. And how do you get yourself to move from depression to joy? Oh, for God's sake, the thought. If you think about the thing that makes you feel better, if you can't think of something that makes you feel better, put on the Golden Girls, put on Friends, put on some kind of comedy that will make you laugh. Because the laughter stops you from swirling in the thought. Shanice, make sense?
Yes.
Yes. All you're doing is disrupting the old thought and putting your attention on the new thought. Miss T-versation, it truly is mind over matter because mind is over everything. Why? Because all is mind, because the universe is a mental creation. You see, it don't matter how vast this is. The simplicity of the law. Because this is how the Creator creates. This is why when the scripture tells you to be imitators of Christ, this is what it means. The Creator, the one who created, I'm not talking about this thing in the Bible we call Yahweh. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about aliens. I'm talking about the all that created these 7 principles. When it creates with the same formula, 7 principles that it taught you and me. Right? So if you create in the same way that it is teaching you, start here. The thought, project the thought from here into the subconscious mind and allow it to take root. You can either make it take root by repetitively doing it over and over and over and over, habit, or with an emotionally charged event. But either way, the seed is planted. And again, if you doubt me, it's okay if you doubt me. It's okay. But go outside. Go outside and look at the flowers. You see that rose bush? It didn't get there because you planted tulips. And what does the law tell you? As above, so below. So if you can plant a seed in the ground and have it bear fruit, then the thought you plant here will bear fruit out there for you to experience. No ifs, ands, buts. It's non-negotiable. You just got to be faithful. You can't say, I want peace, but I wish a bitch would today. I want peace. I can't stand you. You just make me so mad. I want peace. Why am I not getting peace? I'm done. Or we're going to be here all day. And I don't want that. But I want you to practice. What is mental health? Mental health is the quality of your thoughts. And the quality of your thoughts will determine the quality of the experiences you have. So because you didn't see it, remember the bamboo people. 3 years for bamboo to break the surface. It didn't mean bamboo was idle. It was digging roots. And you know the thing about bamboo? Once that root system has been formed, good luck trying to get rid of bamboo. You can. It's damn near impossible. Of course it is possible. But good luck. Can you imagine how deep a root system is after 3 years? Think about that. So because you do not see your thought yet, it does not mean it hasn't taken root. Have a little bit of patience. I know what I'm talking about. You can't get no more impatient than me. Ah! Right? So let me do some shout outs and I'm going to count y'all down unless you have more questions, comments, or concerns. Let me look at YouTube because that's where my eyes are first, and then I'm going to look down at Twitter and Fanbase. Okay? Or I could pick them up. Either way, who's been in this space today? Essential Wave. I see you, Miss Station. Shay, Butter, baby, I see you too. You in two places at once. Omniscient. Al, I see you. Miss Rashida Strober, I see you. Oyela. And Wes, I see you. Eminem, I see you too. Let me see who else there is. I'm just scrolling. And Onika, darling, I see you. Yes, I see you. And Sonia, I see you. Shanice, my sweet darling, I see you too. Hey, I am T. I see you. I come freely. Look, I can't help it because that name is something else. And Malace, I see you. Yay. And Bad Little Diva, I see you. Shay, butter baby, I see you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here today and allowing this, I want to say, pop-up class, but you can call it a rant if you want. Your mental health is the quality of your thoughts, people. The quality of your thoughts. The quality of your thoughts. That's it. 5, 4. That'll be 8. 3. Snap. 2. Miss Onika. Look, I always tell people, if you have a topic you want covered through the eyes of the law, simply suggest it, and we'll break it down by way of the 7 Hermetic principles. And it works not just for, oh, this or that. There is no random thing. Nothing is random. If it were random, you wouldn't be able to trust the law, would you? Because you wouldn't know which thing is going to make it work and which thing is not going to make it work. See? So there's nothing random. There's no luck. There's cause and there's effect. You see? This is what it is. So if you have a topic that you want expanded upon by way of the laws, slide into my DMs and we'll hook you up and we'll do a pop-up class on it. Right? Look at what Miss Tiva Station gonna make me do. Free your mind and the rest will follow. She just posted it here. That's what she did. So I had to sing it, y'all. See? So what did she do? She just impregnated me with that thought. And what did I do? I gave birth to the song because I had to sing it. I was compelled to sing it because of what she did. You just saw psychic phenomena. She gave a command and I followed. You see? You get to decide, man. But anyway, anywho, Twitter, Fanbase, YouTube, right? Do you see how now the mind works and how easy it is for somebody to impregnate your mind? You see it?
I was going to say, Angela, also, too, we have to pay attention. Well, pay attention not to let media, social media, news, because they try to control us, but we have to pay attention so it doesn't control us, if that makes any sense.
But that's because they know the law. You see, now, it's not that the media knows the law, right? It's that.
They do.
No. If you can see the manipulator, they are the scapegoat. Oh. If you can see the manipulator, they are the scapegoat. It's the thing behind them. They're just following orders. They are just following orders with the news and giving it out. That's all they're doing. But then you have to ask, so who's behind it? That's another day. But if that makes sense, you are absolutely correct. It's how every single think tank, this is why marketing works. You call it brand recognition. What is it? It's the law of gender. You are impregnating the minds of your potential customers so that when they think about a product that they want, they think of you first and they call you. Yeah, but we can call it marketing if we want. It's the law of gender. Right? We call it brand recognition. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Your way, right away, at Burger King now. Like, come on. Right? It's called marketing. But it's the law of gender. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Where it is? You can't escape it. But you can dress it up however you want. But I'm going to just tell you it's the law of gender. So next time you're out there, you're marketing for your clients, think about what you're doing. You are projecting the image of your client's brand. You are impregnating the minds of customers and potential customers. Yeah? Oh, indeed. Look at what you're doing. Look at how you're using the law out of sheer ignorance, like that. But you're doing it nonetheless. So now if I tell you to project the image of what it is that you want to see in your own world, and you tell me, oh my God, I can't, that's too hard. But you're a marketer? Oh, Lord, don't let me start today. So you see how easy it is? You see how easy it is, Twitter? You see how easy it is, Fanbase? See how easy it is, YouTube? All you gotta do is apply. Yes, but that's the thing. Here, let me read what Miss Sonia said. They know how to manipulate and then sensationalize it. What did I just tell you? You can condition the mind, right? You can condition the thoughts in your mind either by repetition or with what? An emotionally charged event. That's why the word sensational. Why? Because it will impregnate you right away. Again, do you see what's happening now? So that the next time you sit down to watch something or to listen to something, you will ask, who's trying to impregnate me and with what? And because you ask that question, you have now put up a barrier that anybody's going to have to fight to get past. So now you're not just randomly being impregnated with just random things that you give life to, and you're like, how'd that happen? I didn't want that in my life. How did I get there? Makes sense? Let me see who's this is the point that I'm making to you today. This is why mental health is important. This is why it's important. Because if the mind has been captured, then it will keep repeating over and over and over and over what it has been impregnated with. And then you will sit there feeling like, but I cannot break free. What is wrong with me? Why am I such a failure? No, my beautiful friends, you're not a failure. It is the law. So learn the law. What are you going to do? Memorize the law so you can recognize the law, but most importantly, utilize the law. Okay, now I'm done now because I just want for you to grasp that it is everywhere. Oh, wow, JB No Limit. Thank you. Wow, I'm floored. Like, seriously, I am. Thank you. I truly appreciate your generosity. But I'll close with this if there aren't any more questions. Because like I said, I don't like keeping you long. I just want for you to grasp that the law is ever about us. It is always working. It does not take a break because creation cannot stop. But where you come in is to recognize the law. Where is it? Recognize it, see it. So, because it is in that recognition of the law that you prevent yourself from having your mind hijacked. Because if the mind is hijacked, you will do anything. Oh God, see it. And you'll be like, why did I do that? Like Homer Simpson, the cookie told me to. You see it? Grasp the importance of this. Yes, JB, you got to turn that bell on so we know. Yes, but that's if you notice that these things are happening around you, then notice that you have the power to create what is happening in your outside world. Cause and effect, right? Do you remember those 7 principles? Let's do them and then we'll close. The all is mind. As above, so below. As within, so without. Why? Because everything moves, it vibrates, and it vibrates between 2 poles. Polarity. They look like they're different, love and hate, but they are one and the same. And you move yourself between those 2 things by changing the vibration. Love makes you feel better, so you move. Hate, tightens up, makes you feel bad, and so you move in that direction. Yes? And it is the vibratory motion between those 2 poles that creates a rhythm, an ebb and a flow, an advance and a retreat. See that rhythm? And that rhythm is influenced because every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. There can be no effect without a cause. And there can be no cause. If you're looking at an effect, there has to be one. There has to be a cause. Why? Because creation has a motion of projection. Who projects? Masculine, the law of gender. Masculine projects what it wants into the subconscious, which is feminine. And the subconscious feminine mind gives it life. And there we have creation. That is what you are capable of, and that is what I am capable of. So practice. Practice. And if you want to practice, like I said, go outside to your garden. If you don't have one, somebody has a garden. You can think of a garden. You don't get raspberries by planting strawberries. So you can't have peace. And you know if you plant the strawberries and you keep digging them up, you ain't never going to have a harvest. So if you have the thought of calm, but you keep arguing, calm cannot take root. I'm done. For real. I'm done. I really am. But that is mental health. Remember, mental health, that's the quality of your thoughts. And the quality of your thoughts will determine the quality of the experiences you have. Do not give up. Because you didn't give up having shitty thoughts, did you? No, you kept swirling those bad boys around. So don't give up having the good ones so that you can reap the benefit. Okie dokie. So who's new here in the space? Because the last person's name I called was Miss Sonia. So JB No Limit. I see you and I express my gratitude. Thank you. And Kia C. Oh, look at. Okay, Zakia, I see you. Thank you for being here. And Miss Shanice, thank you for being here as well. Oh, Shay, buddy, you stick to the end. Look at you. And Bad Little Diva, I see you. Yay, IMT. Malays, and I come freely. I can't help but say your name. I see you on Twitter. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here and spending this hour and a half. It didn't feel like it, did it? Oh, look at how quickly time flies when you having fun. I know I'm having fun, so it's up to you to have fun too. So anyway, let me give some love on Twitter because I know these guys. You gotta. So it looks like I'm not ignoring nobody. Essential word. I see you, baby. Let me give some love over here too because I gotta search these emojis for hearts. Look at that. I'm gonna get some hearts all over here too in my YouTube verse. And Shanice, hey, bam! Everybody got love all around. Thank you. You're welcome, my dear Shanice, darling, and Twitter and YouTube. Thank you. And I'm again, if you got a topic you want covered, slide into my DMs, people, and let's shed light on the law of these things in our lives. Okie dokie? Peace out. I love you. I love you. I'm ghosting out on Fanbase. I'll ghost out on Twitter. And then, ooh, let me stretch my legs out. And yes, YouTube, you guys are always the last I say bye to. Thank you again for being here. Thank you. I truly, truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you who showed up today. Thank you. Share the video. We got to get the word out. And Wes, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. All right, let's end the stream. Okay? Okay. Much love.